that's a separate pyramid. Yes, there's a lot of pyramid. People, it's funny. This is a separate pyramid that comes from Aaron Walters' book, Designing for Emotion. And so this pyramid is a way of just thinking about or describing a product. At the base of it is functional, like how functional is the product. The next layer up is how reliable is it. The next layer up is how usable is it. And the top layer is how delightful. This is my version of it, right? So it's delight at the top, useful, reliable, functional. One of my clients who didn't want to have to say that all the time, we just called it the DURF Pyramid, DURF, the DURF Pyramid, basically. And the point is, when we're doing an MVP, you start out with an empty pyramid. And the point is, how much of this pyramid are going to realize with our MVP? And we know it's not going to be the whole pyramid. That would basically be waterfall. We'd take forever to launch it, right? And so what happens is, I use this pyramid to illustrate what a lot of people do. They misuse the MVP idea, and basically they'll launch a product that only fills in some of the functionality. Now, filling in only some of the functionality, that part is actually fine because we don't want to build all the functionality. We don't want to throw a bunch of spaghetti against the wall. We want to have a very strong opinion that we think this subset of functionality will be an MVP. But what's going on is the reliability is not filled in, and the usability and delight is not filled in.
Yeah.
And the way that usually goes is, oh, well, I know we were supposed to fix those bugs, but gosh, we're on a deadline. We said we'd launch it by, July 1st. So we'll fix those later. It's just an MVP. Yeah, I know we didn't get a chance to really work on the UX design as much as we wanted or test it with users. Gosh, we're just so behind schedule. We'll launch it. We'll try to do that later. It's just an MVP. So this phrase of it's just an MVP gets used to cut corners on reliability, usability, delight. And as I like to point out to people, it's like, well, if you were to launch that MVP that was buggy and didn't have good usability and didn't have delight, how do you think it's going to do? It's going to fail, right? Yeah. So a lot of people in the early days of Lean Startup, they try it, they cut corners, they read too much in the minimal thing and say, cool, we're going to launch something shoddy very quickly. And then they say, oh, this doesn't work. This whole lean thing doesn't work. Let's go back to waterfall. But they didn't follow it right. Yeah. So to your point, a lot of people call it a thin slice or vertical slice.